Let me tell you about a job that used to exist. Before alarm clocks were common, towns had knocker-uppers, real people, paid workers. Their entire job was to walk through the streets before dawn and wake people up for work. They'd tap on your window with a long stick. Some of them used pea shooters, literally shot dried peas at your bedroom glass until you stirred. This was a legitimate profession. People had knocker-upper rounds, regular customers, a trade. Then the alarm clock got cheap, got reliable, and the knocker-uppers were gone. Just like that, an entire job wiped out by a $5 piece of technology. Now, nobody today is mourning the knocker-upper industry. Nobody's writing think pieces about how alarm clocks destroyed society. We just moved on. I've been in technology for 45 years. I've watched this panic play out so many times I've lost count. And right now, with AI, I'm watching it again. So today I want to take you on a trip from there to here and show you exactly why this moment feels different, why it's actually not, and what you should actually be doing about it. I got into computers because my dad brought one home. 1979, a Rockwell AIM-65, 1 kilobyte of RAM. You saved your work to a cassette tape, if it saved at all. We didn't know then that this little machine was the start of something that would completely reshape civilization. We just thought it was cool. By 1983, I graduated as a programmer analyst, the first class to do so at my college. You know what the job market looked like? Empty, everyone panicking. Computers will never take off. Sound familiar? So I did what you do when the market won't give you a job. I made one, opened a computer store in Ottawa, then another one. We were hand-assembling IBM PC clones, soldering motherboards ourselves. We were putting in 704 kilobytes of RAM when the industry standard was 640. We were pushing ahead before there was a roadmap. Then came the internet. And folks, the panic was real. It's going to destroy commerce. Nobody will trust it. It's full of criminals. Every news broadcast, every dinner table conversation. I was in the middle of it. A customer walked in wanting email connected to this new internet thing, and I looked at my partner and said, "We can do this better. We can build this ourselves." We built an ISP, Information Gateway Services, from nothing. We grew it to 40,000 clients. People who'd never touched the internet before were coming to us to get connected, and the fear was everywhere.